home inspection. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. Today is June 21st, 2025. And I'm at 2927 Oakhurst Drive. We have the camera pushed out 96 feet to the city connection. Now I'm going to pull it back and record it and see what we find. So that first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like you have a liner here. Right off the bat, liners are generally blown into the old line. Maybe not very much of it though, only a couple feet. So there must have been an issue there where they decided to blow in a short line. At least that's what it looks like. And then it transitions. Well, before we talk about the transition, there's a little bit of a bump in the line. That's not very common. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like a root. Could be a piece of rust, but kind of right on that transition between the cast iron and the liner. Probably rust. As I pull back, it looks more like a piece of scale. This is cast iron. The issue with cast is it gets really rough and rusty, which is exactly how this looks. Eventually it will need to be replaced. When it's rough like that, it can catch pieces of waste. They can create a blockage where it backs up towards the house, and then it transitions to clay. So we have a few different types of pipe here. A little bit of an offset here where the pipes have separated. That's a spot where waste could collect and create a blockage. It's a spot where water could potentially get through that joint and then it could settle. That one's a pretty minor offset, but still not incredibly smooth. That looks like an access point, so I can see an opening on the pipe. That's another spot where you could access the line outside. I looked for one, and I didn't see a clean out, and so it's very possible that it's been cut off and buried. Sometimes they can still be located, but I didn't see one stubbed up outside. Since you do have some cast iron, I would definitely recommend getting the insurance on this line. And they would help offset the cost if you had to have it cleaned or if it backed up, or if there was a bigger issue and you had to have it replaced, they would help put money towards that. Home serve is a real common one here, and that covers outside the house. It doesn't cover issues that are under the basement slab. This clay looks really pretty good. A little bit of an offset there, causing it to hold some water. Little bit of cast right there, it looks like cast iron, where it gets rough and rusty again. When I tried scoping the line through the sink drain, there was a lot of grease built up. That's more common on a secondary line, but I would recommend having that one cleaned to prevent it from backing up or becoming real slow. The main line looks really pretty good. A little bit of an offset, a little bit of standing water, some cast iron, but I would say this line looks probably a little better than average for the age. The cast iron's always a concern. It can be problematic, and it's hard to predict when it would cause an issue or if it will cause an issue, but you do have some cast, and so I would recommend the insurance. You don't have a ton of it, which is good. Some houses, the entire line is cast iron, and those are more likely to have problems, but I would recommend the insurance here. And then I would recommend having that secondary line hydrojetted. I'm going to end this recording now.